we say you grab your intestines to make your heart, is because your heart was so broken that you only have a visceral feeling that you have to put in
Oh,
work.
I know what you're saying now. All right, all right. So the man was so hurt, his heart was so broken that, and it says this in a lot of spiritual texts that you feel true love and true pain in your gut. That's where your heart is. Yeah,
Yes.
I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yes, that's something like that. So in Spanish we say hizo de tripas corazón.
Mm,
Made a heart out of guts. Vanessa told me.
yeah.
Beautiful. Well, we start the community gathering.
Yeah.
Yo, yo, what's going on?
Woo!
Happy Friday.
Boogie,
Yo,
Cole, what you
yo.
doing?
Hey.
What's
Lutumbra,
good?
happy
Woo!
Friday. Woo!
Happy
So happy,
Friday.
so grateful.
What's up? Give me five.
Bop, 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 bop.
What's up, Time? What's up, Musashi? What's up, Lux? Cameraman, I see you.
Lutumbra, I want to introduce you, cameraman. He went here the past week. I don't know if you were here. Cameraman, Lutumbra, great guy. Hope you can meet each other.
Talk about some true MMORPG. MMORPG? Is that what it is?
Sorry?
Good to meet you. Yeah, I'm in a pub right now, and it's like normally really quiet, and today it's like full of teenagers. I
Oh,
think they've just
nice.
finished school or something,
Yeah, probably.
end of term or something. You know,
Sick.
it's
Yeah.
full of 18-year-olds.
Hey,
They came into the quiet drink after a
Oh man,
bit
don't you
of
just love when that
wholesome
happens?
volunteering.
welcome, Alex.
Hey guys, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for inviting me.
Nice to meet you. Glad you're here, brother.
So
Yeah.
we have also Libby. She's also of our team. Hey Libby.
Hey, Libby.
Right, she has audio problems. Anyway,
Wait,
so guys, I
Alex.
think the first 20 minutes are only for you. So maybe let's just get to know each other, and then whenever we're ready, we present.
Yeah, no rush. Like the first 15 minutes or so is just getting warmed up, kind of vibe. Just give people
Check in
time
with
to.
everybody.
Yeah, it's Friday, How was your week?
Oh, it was
You're
great
welcome.
actually. I was in this
Yes.
Chimwags retreat. It was this DAO retreat in a Polish castle, where they just gathered like 20 people, and we talked about real human problems when it comes to communities and how we can
Wow.
solve them. That was
That's
very
what's up,
nice.
man.
Yeah, actually, I,
Was it?
I will share a few pictures afterwards if you guys like. It was really
Oh
nice.
yeah. What was it, like a camp, like you say, a retreat, like a outdoor retreat type of vibe, or?
Yeah. So basically, it
Yeah.
was a castle in the Polish countryside, and it was
Okay.
organized by maybe Rich and Corinna from Cabindal. So it was kind of a refi vibe, but with very concrete workshops. Analyzing problems from holistic approach, from math to poetry, pretty much. So it
Nice.
was very nice. Yeah.
That's a vibe. That sounds really like enriching for both sides of the brain.
Yeah, no, it was very inspiring. I mean, like, sometimes we get so much into the cave trying to implement stuff, saving the world, blah blah, and then we forget to breathe. And it was really regenerating because we, for once, slowed down, got together, had real human conversations, and it was a really nice recharging way to get back to work.
That does sound like a nice recharge, man. Yeah, bro.
Sounds like y'all are going to have to come to MetaFest in Croatia.
Oh, Beef has been hunting me for a while, so I guess I must.
Alex,
So,
I didn't realize that you're a fallen one.
I'm a fallen one?
Oh my goodness.
What happened to me?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know, we're
must
gonna have to
revive.
sick some necromancers on you and get you activated again.
All right.
Yeah.
This might be the beginning, eh?
Okay. So I haven't been active for a while, so I've been
You
under.
got purged.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will try my best to be pruned back.
Yeah. Gotta get
Okay.
you back on the leaderboards.
All right. So in the meantime, maybe John, Libby, do you guys want to introduce yourself? We have a few people from our team as well, so it's nice if I don't monopolize too much.
Hello and
Hi,
welcome.
yeah, I'm Libby, so I'm marketing and DAO Ops in Outlabs. Thank you for inviting us. We've been looking forward to it all day, so it's good to be here.
Hey, nice. That's what's up. Glad you're here. I love these Friday calls, man. Make a lot
Sure.
of good friends and, you know, learn a lot of stuff. It's wonderful.
Yeah, good to meet you. And JL, I just adjusted your roles too, so you should be able to talk and text in here. If not, you may have to refresh.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. You guys can hear me?
Hey.
Yeah, welcome.
Cool. Thank you very much. John here, working on Product It Out. Had the pleasure to nerd out with some of the MetaFam and many events from Amsterdam to Barcelona and beyond. Yeah, really excited to see what kind of great stuff we can cook up. And I think I'm also considered as a zombie or whatever in the group there, but definitely keeping an eye on MetaFest for sure.
We are just trying to get back alive. That's all. No, but jokes aside, I mean, guys, thank you again for the invite. It was quite random. We were about to contact you as well because I think with Beef at least we kind of ran into each other already a couple of years ago, and it was very fun because recently with Zero, that is also in your community and was joining us at the DAO retreat, we were talking about this like 2 years ago when we were talking about meta stuff and what we are doing without today, what you're doing with M3 today, and so on. We were considered a little bit crazy. Well, nowadays, like it is kind of normal. People still consider us crazy, but for different reasons. So it was very nice to see how you turned this bizarre vision into something concrete, and there are a lot of happy community members around.
Yeah, just to give you a little context, Musashi assigned me to a task about 4 months, 5, 6 months ago. That was scheduling you, and then I reached out to you, had a little chat, and here we are.
Ah, wow. So 4 months ago, and you reached out 3 days ago.
No. I was about to correct that. Code's
How-
not that bad a slacker. That,
No,
that
no,
task
yeah.
was created
Maybe it was
months
just maybe it was just crafting the perfect pitch line.
ago. Right.
Did I have a good pitch?
No, it was perfect. It was perfect. Pete, it was not Tinder, That's why. Yeah. No. I mean,
it
it
was
was
6
fine.
days ago. Yeah, when I reached out to you. No, it was scheduled a long time ago. Someone didn't take care of it, and now's the perfect time.
Yeah, actually, it is because I mean, we will also try to invite you to our beta, and I mean, 6 months ago, 4 months ago, we were not ready for the beta, so maybe it was destiny. Your slacking helped. All right, let me see if anyone else joined. Maybe guys, do you want to introduce yourself as well? I think Zero, actually. Nice to see you. We were just talking about you. I mentioned that we are coming from the DAO retreat.
Happy
Thank
to
you.
be here and to see what you're gonna present. Pretty excited.
Yeah, no, we're just getting to know each other. It's kind of the preliminaries before the call time, the presentation. So, guys, if you want, just maybe tell us a little bit about you, what you're up to, what you plan in the next months. I know you move quite fast, so we may not be up to date. No one?
So we are you asking about metagame?
Yeah, of course. Sorry,
Yeah,
community.
so
Yeah.
we moved from phase 1 to phase 2 recently. So phase 1 was a lot of development and bootstrapping, and phase 2 is our growth phase. It's kind of up on the website, but this is the fun part where we never said look at us, but now we get to. So we're also looking at expanding the guilds on the My Meta DApp that runs on the Meta OS. That's a working beta DApp now, and you can make your own profile. Guilds can join and make their own profiles. They're pretty cool. Sarah just has been finishing up an integration with Me tokens on our page, so people will be able to swap and spend their tokens, hiring out developers. So it's pretty fun. The MetaFest thing is really cool, fun to be able to pump that, because that's going to be one of the coolest festivals out there, I bet.
Well, yeah, like a nice resort in the middle of Croatia. It sounds quite nice. I can't complain.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
actually
no,
a really famous destination for festivals and concerts that had been shut down for a while, and this will be the first event that they're opening back up for.
fantastic. No, actually, I remember I like maybe 5-6 years ago, I was about to go to a nice techno festival in Croatia. I don't know if it was the same, but I never managed to go, and I kind of regret it. So again, maybe
Yeah, quite
karmic
possible
return.
with those festival grounds, that castle or that fort.
No, anyway, that sounds great. I think Libby shares this feeling of, oh, I finally look at us. I've been preventing her from telling about us for a very long time. So I guess we are almost at that point yet, when we want to let the world know that we exist. It's going to be fun first.
I'm like, let's go. It's time. It is time.
All right. So guys, in the meantime, let me see if our file works. Okay.
Hey, Bacon, welcome.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said, hey, Bacon, welcome.
Oh, hey, Bacon. Nice to
Would
meet you.
anybody else like to check in or let us know what's up with them before we start? Still got 7 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Guys, we will have our 20 minutes of glory, so if you want to maybe introduce yourself or tell us something about your day, please feel free to do it. I mean, we don't want to impose too much.
Yeah, community time kind of dies down around 15 to 20 minutes like it has now. We usually go ahead and get started. So if you'd like to, Alex, you can introduce yourself a bit more, and then tell us a bit about what you're building at Art Labs.
Sure, with pleasure. So, again, nice to meet you all, and thank you for the invite. I'm Alex, I'm originally from Italy. I've been Web3ing since before it was called Web3, so about 6 years and a half now. We started to build as a skill wallet, actually, about 2 years and a half ago. And so we started as an identity protocol. So we wanted to find a way to create a similar system and self-sovereign ID, especially focused on public goods, and then it evolved to be what I'm going to tell you it is today. What I focus on the most is system design, protocol design, and anything that is boring in the angle of governance, and ideally, trying to create something that can be reused by others instead of be competed with. So a sort of, I think you may summarize that in the last few years, I've been focusing on reusable coordination tools that allowed, layer 0 for human collaboration. And yep, that's pretty much about me. I'm just coming back from a nice Polish retreat, so can't complain. Should I start with the
Nice.
presentation, or maybe you guys want to chat a bit more, ask me or Libby or John something else?
No, actually, thanks for introducing yourself. You're welcome to get started in your presentation. You're welcome to share your screen, and also I encourage you to drop any links to your own profiles and any projects, any socials that we can keep following you on.
Fantastic. I will. So for now, let me share my screen. Can you guys see my PDF? Thank you, Jose. All right. So, Out Labs, do more with your DAO. Actually, this is not very up to date. It was done yesterday. Anyway, so can you see me if I actually flip through the different pages? Can you see the page?
Yeah, we can
changing?
see.
Okay. All right. So in a nutshell, Out is a suite of DAO native tools to power role-based membership and governance in decentralized communities. We believe that in a certain way, everything is a DAO, meaning that when a group of people come together, they can create a configuration, a group, or whatever type of activity that didn't exist before. Any group of people is a DAO. And this has the potential to really change the power structures that we know in the world today, and create not only a more pleasant environment, but also a more efficient and self-organized form of organizations. The reason why we don't do it yet, or we don't use the full potential that DAOs have, is that it's not as easy as it sounds. And the decentralized form of collaboration between people bring their own class of governance problems. For example, plutocracy that we've seen many times when it comes to voting, for example, that makes it very difficult to give a sort of reputation based on tokens that can be purchased on the open market, capturing members' value. So how much a contributor is actually contributing to the health and the sustainability of the community. The identity and reputation that change depending on the system of reference, software, blockchain, network, or DAO itself. Taking decisions. It is very often the case that we overvote on things and we reach paralysis rather than moving faster. In the real world, it's much easier to take decisions in a smaller group, so we need to find ways to scale in larger ones, as well as apathy. Some people do not feel represented by a specific proposal, do not feel that their voice is heard, so they just give up and stop participating, as well as manipulation that kind of connects to plutocracy and possible civil attacks. And if it is especially a financial-based or financial-focused decision, people have sometimes the incentive to try to gain their own benefit out of an election, a proposal, and so on. Self-organization is, I believe, the holy grail of any problem that people have in a group. So who does what, how, why, and when, and so on and so forth. So, in one word, is all about coordination. And what we've been working on is what we call the coordination renaissance, is a suite of protocols for human-shaped DAOs. We created this new standard that we call NOVA. Is a DAO contract that expands the concept of what a DAO is today, bringing members' roles and interactions directly contract level. The second part, let's say, the second angle of our protocol suite is the Out ID that ties together members and communities. Is a sort of soulbound token, so it's a non-transferable NFT identity that keeps into consideration the role that you have in each community as well as your commitment. So based on these two parameters, the more you contribute, or if you contribute in a way that is aligned to the commitment that you stated, your reputation will grow, and it will be transferable and portable between different DAOs. And the dashboard that we see as a simple operating system for all different DAOs operations in a modular way to build your coordination stack step by step. Overall, what we try to achieve is a higher degree of autonomy, both for the members and for the DAOs themselves, within and beyond the borders of a digital community. Now, for the coordination renaissance that we are launching this May, basically our beta, we have two separate phases. One for the operators, so to set up all the different infrastructure that you need for your members to be part of your community, and for DAO contributors, if you want to join a new community, a Nova in the Out ecosystem, and be rewarded, be accredited for the value that you actually bring in. Breaking down, especially the operator side for time constraints, I will be showing you a few wireframes because the blockchain is low, but all of this that I'm going to show is already ready for the beta. So if you want, we can have a longer walkthrough later on. The three phases for the DAO operator are the expansion phase, when you can either take an existing DAO contract and expand it using the Out expander, that is basically a Nova launchpad, adding roles and interactions to the existing contract, or you can start from scratch and customize your Nova. Then you claim your Out ID as an operator, so not only you just deploy the new community, but you can take a functional role in it amongst the roles that you selected before, and you also state your commitment. So how engaged are you in this community? Is this your only community, or you're part of others where you have a similar roles or a more central one? And then the exciting part. So basically you can create fully customizable onboarding quests directly from the dashboard and invite your community members to participate. So that this role will be, in case of passing the quest, this role will be automatically added to your community contract, and you will be able to assign different tasks or proposals and so on directly to the more restricted group of community members that have this specific role. From the DAO contributor side is extremely simple, so I will not go through all of the different steps, but pretty much you see all the different Novas in the Nova showcase. You see the description of it, the logo, and the 3 onboarding quests for each different role. You pick the role that you want, you take the quest to prove that you can actually contribute in this specific role, and once you succeed, you can claim your role in the community and the Out ID that will allow you access to, let's say, all the different DAOs in the ecosystem. Going through the expander, that is probably the most familiar experience, is pretty much a DAO launchpad. I told you already, you can either expand an existing contract, we have all different standards existing in Ethereum, or you can start from scratch. Starting from scratch, the first thing that you do is to make your community personal. So you can add your community name, your logo, what the community is for, and if you want, connect your Twitter account. Then you pick what is the market that you're most active in. This helps for example, finding different clusters, and later on, even searching different Novas or communities that are most relevant as a member or as an operator. The most exciting part is here. So you can add these different roles directly in your DAO contract behind the hood. And these will be the same roles amongst which your members will be able to pick. This is sort of a minimal entry barrier. So as an operator, you already set up what is the minimum commitment between 1 and 10 that your members need to have in order to join the community. If, for example, you're a growing community and you really need few but selected members that are really ready to commit a lot in time, effort, talent, and so on, then you may choose a higher one. If instead you're in a already growth phase and you want to expand a specific yield, you may choose a lower commitment level. Either way, you can change these from your dashboard, so it will be extremely easy. Once you finalize this, then you can move to the next step. That is just claiming your out ID. Here is one of our front-end devs in our team, and you can see this how the out ID will look like as an NFT. It's a non-transferable NFT ID, so soulbound tokens in modern terms. And what it does, different than any other non-transferable NFT identity out there at the moment, is to tie together members and the DAOs that they're part of. And this allows sort of mutual accountability for both the community that needs to, in certain way, protect the safety of each member, as well as the members themselves that can be more verifiably human, so to speak, and at the same time less lean to harm the community anyhow. It lists all of your roles, commitments, and the tasks that you completed, so it works as a sort of a continuous portfolio of your activity in the DAO ecosystem, whether you're a developer, an artist, or anything else. And it allows you to join as many novas as you want, while keeping track of this reputation and experience, meaning that in a certain way is a verified passport for the entire DAO ecosystem as a whole. The third step is to access the dashboard. That is what we were calling before the coordination operating system, where you can easily choose modules and plugins. So as you can see here, there is a list of modules. The first one that we're launching is the onboarding strategies. And as I told you, customize the type of quest that you want for your members to take. So here you can see the different roles. You can pick what role you want to assign this quest to. The duration, so how long is this quest going to be available for potential community members to take it and complete it. And the different tasks. Tasks work in an incremental way, so anyone can create a specific task plugin. They are sort of NFTs as well. So if, for example, there are some tasks that you may not see today, you can request a plugin type, and it is very likely that someone either in our ecosystem or in the open source ecosystem at large will be contributing this task relatively fast. So this is an example with a quiz task. There are, of course, much simpler ones that you can combine and compose with each other in a quest, like joining Discord. It's quite self-intuitive. An open task that is pretty much a task that you can customize entirely. It has just a title, a file format, and a description. And then the quiz part. So a quiz part, basically, you can customize it entirely. You can see the task title, then how the question will look like, and what is the correct answer amongst them. Then once you succeed and you complete the entire, you add the entire tasks to the quest flow, then you will be able to share it with your community. And once your community will see it, either on Twitter, on Discord, or wherever else you communicate the most, they will be able to take the different quests and eventually join you. Now, this is a very loose overview, so to speak. There are about 5 depths behind the hood, and again, as I said, I'm trying to be mindful of time, so we can maybe talk a bit afterwards. But yeah, we can have a deeper walkthrough whenever you guys like, and if you prefer to involve more community members, we can do that at another favorite time. For the coordination renaissance, we wanted also to give a more personal invitation. So, what is in the coordination renaissance for you, and what we would expect from our partners? So first of all, the coordination renaissance itself is a sort of beta phase of what we've been building for the last 2 years and a half. So, we're giving you early access, but, be patient with us. It is different to join us today, respect, as it's going to be in the second, third, fourth wave of partnerships, because we are, again, in a drafty period of our product suite. So we expect more participation. We give you more access and more voice on the future directions. It is very important to receive feedback on what can be the most relevant aspect, for example, the coordination stack, what modules to prioritize, and so on and so forth. Because if we need to work on a coordination stack, we need to talk to people, and we need to work on things that are actually relevant for you. So don't be shy on this sense, and let us know, for example, if there is something that we didn't consider, or we're not creating enough impact in your daily operations. And this is extremely important for us in this phase and for the future in general. The more we decentralize, we will keep talking about you. So, for example, we were planning some articles for our early partners, and the participation to next phase, let's say, that we call the coordination camp. That would be basically a possibility for each one of our early partners in the coordination renaissance to be considered the DAO model for the future. So if, for example, tomorrow we launch a metagame Nova, in the future, someone that is just starting a DAO from scratch won't need to customize each and every module and plugin and all the different pieces of the coordination stack, but they will be able to sort of copy trade you and launch a metagame Nova, which is quite exciting, at least from I would like that if it was our community, because it's basically a sort of governance model that others can replicate, maybe try out, modify a bit, and help people to orientate, get started. And of course, internal voting power. So in case we are going to analyze specific parts or aspects of our roadmap, our partners will be heavily involved into what to prioritize and what not, and how to propose specific narratives that may or may not make sense in a specific time. From you, you can play with what you are given. So use them, have fun, try to break stuff, and in general, try to coordinate as much as possible. If something doesn't work, let us know, because it should. And don't be shy on this side. We expect that certain things will not be as good as they might be in the future. Let the world know that you joined the coordination renaissance, because it sounds cool. And if it works, it's going to be even cooler. Let us know what you really care about. This is a simple one. We've been receiving feedback since day one, but when a product is finalized, there is a lot of gray area that may be changed or may not be as impactful as we expected it to be. So that's
Question.
also... Yeah, sure.
What chains will you be launching on when you start?
So for now, for the beta, we are going to be on Mumbai. And for the mainnet, we plan to be at least on Ethereum, and we're considering Gnosis chain.
Are you considering Polygon by any chance?
Mumbai is Polygon testnet, so yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
in general, we have very good relationship with the Polygon founding team. The only thing, what we care the most about is where our first partners will be, which is going to heavily influence the final choice that we take, at least for the first mainnet layer 1 or layer 2 we're going to deploy on. Because if we decide arbitrarily to launch on Optimism and all our partners are, let's say, on Polygon or Ethereum, that wouldn't make much sense. So we try to make it as the least traumatizing as possible.
I'm only asking because recently I went on DAO House because I wanted to sort of deploy a DAO wrapper, and it was about $500 to do it in one go. and I would prefer not to have to pay that whenever I'm trying something out. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
No,
just wanted to.
no, that makes total sense, of course. I mean, for now, we have a paying contract, so to launch Nova is free for you, because we have some nice agreement with Biconomy. Probably we will be exploring some meta transaction stuff later on, so that we have our own infrastructure, blah, blah, but it's very long term, so don't take my word for it. And yeah, for now, the main design thinking is that we will try to spend the least possible from our side, but in general, we don't want to make any DAO deployment paid from our partner side. So it should always be free for you. That
Yeah,
was one.
I've got a couple questions. Did I see correctly when you're launching that you can launch from a multi-sig contract?
Yeah, so basically we have the concept of the expander is that is a sort of grid that allows you to expand an existing contract. So
Okay.
so we have at the moment we have Moloch 1, 2, and 3, Aragon, I think Compound, anyway, like Tribute Labs. We have pretty much all the main DAO standards in the Ethereum space. And
Nice.
yeah, wherever you launched, you are not going to lose what you were using on the mainnet or any other network that. Yeah.
Okay, so we could also plug in multiple safes with this as well if we wanted.
Well, at the moment, no. Once we will be on the mainnet, yes. So
Eventually, yeah.
for the beta, well, I mean, we plan to go on mainnet 1 month after the beta, so it's not going to be that long. But yeah, like for the beta, we expected, since it's on Mumbai, it's a testnet, we expected most of the different participants to just start from scratch, because I mean, to have a fully functional DAO on the testnet doesn't make much sense. You would be pretty much wasting a lot of time unless you, if you plan to go on the mainnet afterwards.
Okay, and two more quick questions. So could we potentially, with our profiles, pull in our own profile system that we have on our MyMeta through 3box and Ceramic?
Well, for this, we need Milena. Is she here? Let me check. No. Well, we can organize a separate call for this. In general, yes, but we need to do some work.
Okay.
So the reason for this is that pretty much the out ID is an aggregator. So all the different identity systems that you may have used, let's say on Lens or Gitcoin Passport or Ceramic, whatever made sense to you, can be easily integrated in what we are doing, but not all of them has already been filtered, let's say, to be compatible with the OutID. So again, as I said, if you guys have a specific need, we can do it, but because it has been designed this way. But at the moment, no. So it will take like maybe a couple of weeks of work.
Yeah, and maybe another option is we are designing our own player cards as well that are NFTs, and maybe those could be plugged into the card template. And the last question I had was, are roles also able to be token gated?
Yeah, of course. So basically, an onboarding strategy is any sort of filter barrier that you want to place in order for someone to join in a specific role. So for now, we're launching quests because they're fun, but the way a module is designed is basically a contract interface that works as a template for any sort of onboarding plugin. So if you want, for example, like to onboard someone in the designer role only if they have a designer NFT, then this is a plugin of its own. It's very simple to do, and that's how modules are designed. Of course, we don't expect onboarding quests to satisfy everything, and there are much simpler ways to onboard members. So this is fully customizable.
Very nice. Are there any other questions from anyone else? Comments?
Come on, guys. At least tell me that you hated it, so I will not.
Looks awesome.
All right.
I
Good.
ask a lot of questions when I'm really intrigued by something, so this looks like a very cool tool. I'd love to test it out.
Thank you. Well, one nice thing that I didn't mention about the Out ID. So basically, we just completed our APIs. So technically, you could even create a simple visualizer, like a showcase of the different Out IDs, or any sort of collector page using directly our system. So you can showcase your out IDs, your community NFTs directly on your website without talking to us. It's all open source.
Very nice. We love all that. So since we're not having any other questions, well, it looks like perfect timing to bring on our next guest. Alex, thank you for sharing all of that. Looks like a phenomenal tool, and you all have obviously been in the DAO space because you have thought of a lot and built a lot already into it that we need.
Thank you. No, it was a pleasure to present, guys. And yeah, so if you want to reach out and continue this conversation, you know where to find us. I will add some of our contacts as well. And we really look forward to finally making it official between Metagame and Outlabs.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Thanks for coming. I'm really looking forward to another technical talk.
Yeah.
A deeper talk on it.
My pleasure, and I leave the space to Jake, I guess.
Yeah. Our thanks again. And our next guest is Jin, another longtime friend and player in Metagame. Jin, you want to hop on and introduce yourself a little bit first, and then tell us a little bit about what you're working on these days? I know you're heavily involved with a few of our guilds.
Yeah, can y'all hear me? I'm gonna screen share.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. What's up? Do y'all see my screen? Cool.
Yeah.
I don't really have a formal presentation, but I have a lot of tabs and I will go through them and explain stuff that I've been working on. So I mean, quick intro about me. In the context of what I'm presenting is for a while now, I've been obsessed about this idea of DAO Town. It's based on this piece by Perchy, who, basically creates these amazing illustrations that like really help visualize the landscape of what it feels like working in a DAO, which it is kind of like the Wild West in many aspects. We're on, the frontiers, we're pioneers. It takes grit, you kind of need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and just get things done. And I've always been interested in the concept that Metagame's been talking about Metaville. And I really, want to create these kinds of representations of, in terms of coordinating, I think art like this has a really powerful effect because usually we're pretty siloed in different Discords, different Twitter communities and circles, and all these different group chats that have a lot of friction. But if we could just see ourselves kind of like in the same area, in the same district, like a lot of us are in, by the way, like east side of Origin City, but a lot of M3 folks are in the Makers District, while Metacartel and Metagame and Metafactory are in Junkyard District. So we got a little bit of a DAO Town vibe going on there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm really interested in, in the connective tissue between all these different communities and orgs and how we can coordinate better. And my skill and specialty is making virtual worlds. I've been doing so for 10 years now. Been in VR and AR industry, just full time making stuff, and not really for any particular platform. I mostly interweave between many platforms. And so that drives me towards interoperable open standards and file formats and the working groups and communities that are platform agnostic and to kind of build that meta layer. So here's a kind of progress of DAOtown and Hyperfy, and so we're going to be meeting up here in about 15 minutes, by the way. So if you want to catch a presentation afterwards. So this is all in the browser, hyperfy.io/DAOtown. And so if you click over here, you can kind of see the bulletin board of tasks that we have. So DWork is kind of our bounty board, and we've got some open bounties for different things related to DAOtown. I've got a link to the Discord and a link to the GitHub where we are working on this project. And this GitHub is basically an asset palette so that it's easier for us to prototype and brainstorm collaboratively. So we are kind of using it as kind of like, imagine, to borrow from cooking, where the GitHub is kind of like our shared refrigerator, and this is where we're stocking our ingredients. I've got this over here. It's running some GitHub actions in which whenever you upload a model to it, it'll automatically upload into this kind of like HTML palette, and that is a ginormous carriage. Okay, so like scale is usually kind of off when it comes to Sketchfab assets. But yeah, just literally drag and drop from there, and we can do that in any world that people are collaborators in. Been adding some avatars that are NPCs. Eventually that'll be giving us quests and stuff, going with the cowboy theme. Got a Tubby Cat and a Clone X, and got a boombox head over here. But imagine each of these buildings being, like, belonging to a DAO or a NFT project or a community. We can kind of see like the big picture, and we even have a work in progress kind of topology that follows DAOtown, like the art, very closely. So here's the current kind of progress over there, and think of it as like a web ring. If you're unfamiliar with what web rings are, they're kind of like a Web 1.0 concept where basically you basically have a link to another person's website and they have a backlink to your website, and that's kind of what CryptoVoxels is and these other kind of like land projects, if you think about it. But we're kind of doing that in a more ad hoc sort of miniverse, mini town sort of way. And each of these buildings is kind of like a 3D hyperlink shortcut. So if you walk into this building, this M3 Mart, this takes you into a website, which is kind of like a community showcase. And because it's the web, we can build these 3D websites with different frameworks and engines. So I went from Hyperfy to a Play Canvas site. You can talk to the NPC and, check out some of the things for sale. And, M3 is kind of like a virtual hackerspace where we're working on all sorts of projects, and I stocked this up with a bunch of stuff that we've got going on. Boombox Heads V2 is a CCO NFT drop. We've got some sold out stuff, some VRM NFTs, this NPC over here, and this takes us to CryptoVoxels, and this takes us to this other sort of version of DAOtown, which is more of the street concept. It's all going to get connected in the end. And that's kind of why we're also designing things to be more so portable. I love the carriage wagons. I believe like those are the OG metaverse makers in a way, because they're porting their home spaces across different lands, if you think about it. And that's kind of what I see for us. Like we're on the road here, and we're gonna take pit stops in different metaverse platforms, and that's what Neon Biddle does as a community. We build in different places, and we bring stuff with us. Like this building over here, I took it from CryptoVoxels, and we've got a sort of a sub DAO setup called Open Voxels for the CryptoVoxels interoperability stuff. You can check it out on Juicebox. Got some links over here, and the links in front of them, just kind of furthers the point that it's sort of like a 3D link tree or a visualization of overworld, where we can then walk into these different websites and platforms. Here's the Internet Archive. You know, we need to have a library. That's our library. That's our Temple of Time. New Zelda just came out. This is the M3 HQ, which is in a ton of different platforms, by the way. Be building that HQ in a bunch of places like, you know, a digital nation builds embassies in different platforms. That's what we do, you know, because you need to connect with the locals. You need to have skin in the game to understand, like, in order to build bridges between these different platforms, it helps to have firsthand experience building in them. So got this set up, and I also have like a little sort of mind map of where I see this all going. But you know, we've got downtown over here, building M3 Mart, kind of like, I see this hopefully as like this next 7-Eleven or Starbucks of the metaverse, where we're just like, you know, have a bunch of merch shops between a bunch of these different platforms. We've got street festivals and booths, and they're all based on GLTF format, so they're very portable between different platforms. It's a international standard file format, and avatars are super portable. So, you know, one thing that we're doing is we're creating badges. You know, as you can see on my avatar, I've got badges on my backpack as to like the guilds and skills that I want to rep across these different places. So we're trying to make a fashion statement about like not just what we've bought, but like what we've done, our accomplishments, or what we do. And this is a open GitHub repo, by the way, for folks that want to like add something to their avatar. I'll just drop a link in the chat. This is all based on dwork skills. So the things that you tag on dwork for different tasks, you know, I kind of see them as different guilds or like badges that you can like flex, like, yeah, I'm good at, you know, such and such. And I kind of see like Downtown as being a way of interacting with GitHub and dwork, but through a 3D interface, you know? So like, imagine walking up to an NPC to get like a quest for a writing task or for a design task. And, you know, like it's hooked up to GitHub or dwork or Discord, and it just becomes a cool way of learning about the lore and about different DAOs by interacting with these NPCs, and also gamifying the onboarding into Web3. So that's kind of the vision we've got going on with this. I'm trying to start it with Feta here, where it's incomplete, but this is kind of a proposal. You know, I don't plan on finishing this unless I've got kind of buy-in from other DAOs that, yeah, let's go for it. Let's build this out. And I think 3D DAO proposals are the way forward, especially after seeing what's been happening. Like Cesium is integrating with Google Maps and all these other things, and DAO proposals are going to take place in a, you know, where we can import real-world geospatial assets into these game engines and like literally present a vision of the future, you know, augmented over these real-world locations. And that's where that's why I started to curate Solarpunk assets, because we can then like you know, showcase a vision of the future and kind of build out network states using these virtual worlds as our canvas. So, yeah, if you want to kind of get involved, I would say just literally come into Downtown. We're going to have our meetup in 5 minutes. We're going to meet up. We do in-world meetups. And we are working on NFT drops and just building out assets that can really help to flesh out this vision of interconnected open metaverse, and you know, coordinate the different guilds and communities that are aligned towards a similar vision and goal, which I know Metagame is really about, and I'm deeply inspired by Metagame's work and want to kind of have something like that for metaverse communities and projects. Because I see them more like the original 13 colonies for early America than kind of like these disparate digital nations. You know, we're all aligned on shared values and principles for, you know, digital ownership and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, any questions? We only have a few minutes.
Well, it's really awesome to reconnect with you, Jen, because I get to realize how much I've had in common with you from the day I came across your parcel in CryptoVoxels and back when it was called CryptoVoxels and said, wow, who's this builder? He's way different than the others. And to now realize that, you know, the first project that got me excited and I wanted to work on in metagame was Metaville, and that, you know, the main project that I have going now, Mullah Cloudship, just blends right into downtown. So awesome what you're doing. It's needed.
Thanks. Yeah. I think we're like kind of neighbors in CryptoVoxels. We're
Yes.
we're like all in the same area. I think. Let me see. I've got like. It's kind of interesting because like this whole
You still got that map?
yeah, this web ring, you know, it transcends platforms, you know. So I just went from downtown over to CryptoVoxels, and I believe y'all are like, I mean, this is a metagame parcel. That's my neighbor.
Yeah.
But, you know, I want the things that we build in one place to be reusable. I believe in kind of zero waste design, kind of like how MetaFactory does for merch, but for Metaverse, you know, that we don't have to constantly rebuild everything, you know, every time we enter a new platform, but we can reuse and recycle what we've already made and kind of then get out of the box features that the platforms enable for us, you know, like CryptoVoxels is kind of got the easy mode builder, and then some other platforms are like the game sort of experience, and some are the social VR experience. So that's the beauty of interoperability. You don't have to be everything. You can just lean into your strengths, and you know, that's yeah. I love the whole DAO walk that Metagame's got going on here. Super cool.
It's pretty fun. So cool. Love what you're doing. Anybody got any questions? We got like 2 minutes or comments. If we don't have any, then I just want to say thank you, Jim, for taking some time out to show us what you've been up to. I love it. And I want to encourage everyone here. There's a link to the Hyperfly world. Do you also have a Discord that you're meeting in that others who might not get into the metaverse might still want to play along, watch along kind of thing?
Yeah, it's right here in the world. So you just click the
Okay.
Discord button.
Okay. And if they don't have the ability to get in there, do you have a link for us?
Yeah, I just need to. Here we go. Oh, the link is invalid. Okay, one sec.
But yeah, I want to encourage everyone, if you want to go have some fun, go meet up, have some good discussions, learn some metaverse building, definitely just follow Jin. That's where he's going right now. And yeah, it's been an awesome community call.
Cheers, y'all. Thanks for having me. I'll
Cheers.
see y'all in Dowtown.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you all, guys. It was great to meet you, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you again, Alex. It was really awesome meeting you. Probably again, actually.
For sure. We must. So Libby also shared our Discord server. Thank you,
Nice.
Libby.
Thank
If
you.
you can join us. In the meantime, have a fantastic weekend, and yeah, talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
guys.
Cheers.
Lovely chat. Hopefully, we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.